Anywhere in the world you are watching this program, my name is Linda and I welcome you to Linda's TV show. If it is your first time and you like what you are seeing, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notifications. This will enable YouTube to recommend and suggest our videos to you. If you do not turn on your notification bell, you won't know when I upload a new video. Here, we react to all forms of video, especially what is happening in Nigeria and in Biafra land. I put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show, we do not promote misleading information, hate speech, violent or instigating war. I always seize every opportunity to appreciate YouTube for allowing us to use their platform to bring this information across to you.
There is a propaganda that is making shockwaves in Nigeria today. I repeat, there is a propaganda that is causing problem in Nigeria today. Now, Tinubu was part of those who supported Babangida's June 12th annulment. This is from Sule Lamido. The North has unleashed a propaganda on Tinubu prior to 2027. Brace up. Yes, brace up. Get ready. Now, media propaganda has been launched against Tinubu by Northern Nigeria against 2027 elections. In the coming weeks, the media, the Southern media, will be on fire against this particular Northern propaganda, which says Tinubu was part of those who supported Babangida's June 12th annulment. Now, the North, the coalition, wants to underplay the role that Tinubu played in June 12th democracy. Look at the allegations. Let's look at the allegations. In clear terms, the allegations from Sule Lamido. 1. Tinubu was a major supporter of Babangida. Ask Babangida to verify. Tinubu was a major supporter. He worked with Babangida. Number 2. Tinubu supported Babangida's annulment of June 12th. Yes. 3. Nadeco was formed only to fight Abacha, not to fight for democracy. These are allegations from Sule Lamido. Number 4, Tinubu's mother, Mogaji, mobilized support for Babangida. Tinubu's mother mobilized support for Babangida. Number 5, where was Tinubu and his Nadeco boys on June 11th? The allegations is that it is only after June 12th you saw a Tinubu being active, that he worked closely with Babangida. He supported the annulment. Yes, Shonekon was appointed as interim leader. No activism when Shonekon was interim leader. It is until Abacha removed Shonekon that the activism started. So that's what he's saying. Where was Tinubu and the Nadeco boys on June 11? Tinubu and the Nadeco boys are not part of June 12. Look at what he said. Tinubu and the Nadeco boys are not part of June 12. They are not part of June 12 campaign. They are not part of June 12 activities. It was when Abacha took over government that Tinubu became a so-called activist of June 12. Remember, Shonekon was the head of interim government. Tinubu and co were passive when June 12 was annulled, but were only active when Abacha removed Shonekon. This is from Sule Lamido. He was the secretary to the SDP, while Anini was the chairman of the SDP that produced Abiola. Remember, Tinubu was also in the Senate and part of the SDP. Okay? He said again, we stayed back and fought Abacha, but Tinubu ran away and came back after some years when everything has died. I think it is around 5 years. Now the president cannot be sued or sue. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, cannot be sued or sue. So the boys, the Lagos boys, the media, you know, the Southwest controls the media. The media will be on fire to debunk. Since yesterday, we are seeing different takes from different persons. The media will be on fire to debunk this propaganda. Like I said, Propaganda are not lies. Propaganda are the truth. Is either it's a perspective or your witness account to an event, because we can witness the same event and have different perspective and give different account of what we witness or what we perceive. So propaganda, and the North has given their own part of the story. It is now for the Southwest to either debunk what they are saying or corroborate with what they have said. These are weighty allegations on the president. And look at it critically. It is geared towards 2027 presidential election. I told you that the Fulani-led northern Nigeria would never sleep at wanting to achieve their aim. They are one of the most focused and determined tribe we have. Sule Lamido has set the tone for 2027, accusing Tinubu of supporting annulment of June 12th election that led to Abiola's death. I told you 2027 will be very, very interesting. It is all about politics between South and Northern Nigeria. Watch this video by Dey Réd.
Again, that was
a false claim.
Not only false. I said it's hagiography and an attempt at revisionism, and an attempt to cover his own pernicious role in supporting and trading off that critical sacred mandate given to MKO. And I will explain to you. Immediately after the announcement, in fact, don't forget that the first thing that shocked the whole nation was the suspension of results announcement on June the 16th. The election was June 12th. Results started dropping in, and everybody knew MK was coasting home to victory. On that June 16, myself and Tunji Bello is still alive. We were with MK in his sitting room in Ikeja, and we were reviewing events. In fact, we were asking him, because we still owed some advertisers some money. So he now asked me to go and bring the bill for him to settle. And I remember his words, I quote, he didn't want to get into the presidency with debt. So he wanted to clear. So I went, I didn't find the bills. By the time I got back, Nduka Irabo had released the statement, unsigned statement from the villa, suspending the continuation of the results. That was the first initial salvo against June 12. And on June 23rd, the final nail on the coffin was put in by the entire cancellation of that result, of the election. And then, of course, we plunged into the struggle. Now, Tinubu, immediately after the annulment was announced, of course, threw his hat into the ring. Don't also forget that the late Yaradua's mother or father or somebody died in Katsina. MKO, we were with him in his sitting room in Lagos. He was making arrangements to fly to Katsina to go and sympathize with. It was this same Tinubu that he was liaising with. And Oluwakerele is alive. If he's watching, he knows, to get air clearance for his aircraft to land in Katsina. At the same time, Babangida was flying to Katsina to also sympathize. So the airspace was restricted for any other aircraft. So by the time MKO came, sympathized with Yaradua, the announcement had been made for the total cancellation. It was this same Tinubu that MKO called. Immediately he landed in Lagos to start the preparations for the onslaught against that unjustifiable announcement. So Tinubu was from the get-go deeply involved in the struggle to actualize this mandate, and he went on it. Where was Sule Lamido?
So how come?
Wait a minute.
Okay.
When the initial wave of protests against the annulment, where was Lamido? I can tell you authoritatively, because I was part and parcel of the protest, the planning and execution. Tinubu was one of the funders and one of the organizers, one of the planners of all the protests, July 23, 24, 25. of 1993 against the annulment. This was well before Abacha. Abacha did not come until November 17th, 1993. And how Abacha also came was not behind us. We knew, and now you see the photo that's making the rounds when MKO went to see Abacha upon Abacha's assumption of office. You see that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in that picture. MKO, Tinubu, and Abacha. Asiwaju was the one that escorted MKO to go and see Abacha to negotiate how Abacha will relinquish office and hand over back to MKO. How Tinubu came to accompany MKO was something that had been crafted the night before, and I was there. I'm a living witness. Where was Sule Lamido? Now, when Tinubu was doing all of this.
Remember, Sule Lamido was secretary of the SDP, while Anini was the chairman of Abiola's party as presidential candidate. The problem we have is that the people who know exactly what happened during the June 12th era are alive today. And most of them have decided to keep quiet, while others intentionally will give a different narrative for whatever reasons, whether it is political reason, economic reason, whatever reason. Everybody is pushing their own narrative about June 12th celebration. The North was angered by the GCON, the awards given to the June 12th participant by Tinubu during the last celebration. It is clear that the North is angered by that move, and however, they want to rubbish it. I don't know who to believe. Whatever, I was well alive in 1993. I was a kid in 1993. I could remember when they said also Abiola, people were running away because of a protest. The military clamping down on people. We almost packed our load, like wanting to run back to the village, as naive as we were then. So some of these things, some of us have witnessed a little of the chaos and crisis. Now, different people with different accounts. Okay? Now, we have people like Dele Momodu. We have people like Sule Lamido. Babangida is there. Obasanjo is there. Showore is there. Kola Abiola is there. Babangida is still alive today. He can just set the record straight. When he wrote in his book that the coup was not actually an Igbo coup, but later it turned. He wrote in his book that the coup, the so-called coup that people were saying Igbo coup, initially was not meant for ethnicity, was meant for some other interest, but later it turned. So Babangida is still alive today. He should come and confirm some of these allegations by Sule Lamido, or else we'll see it as political. Now, look at the actions. One, Tinubu was already in the Senate. He knew endorsing Babangida's regime would bring an end to his stay in the Senate because the constitution will be suspended. Someone should tell me how someone would do this to himself. Common sense logic would easily pinpoint that Lamido is lying. There's nothing Tinubu stood to gain from endorsing Babangida's regime. He instead had a lot to gain by opposing his regime. Tinubu's boys are suggesting that Sule Lamido should face legal action for this. Dele Alake challenged it. Sunday Dare challenged it. Man, as I'm posting this broadcast, you will see, you now know that the Southwest own the media. The media will be on fire. They will be firing from different angles, left, right, center. But what Nigerians will believe, as somebody that is intelligent, or God has given brain to look at different narratives, just like King Solomon, he looked at the two women. This one said her own was convincing. The other woman gave her story. Hers was convincing. Use your wisdom. When this person is giving his own account, that person is giving his own account. The person in my front is giving his own account. The person at my back would give his own account. I will not sit down. I will look at it critically and know which is trying to distort history or which is giving their own report for selfish reasons or whatever. But this move I see, calculated move, some people are deciding to tell their own truth because of politics, because we are running towards 2027. They not know that they will be dead. Tinubu will render them useless and dead. So those power block in Arewa, when he wins, if he is left to win the 2027 presidential election, did not know that for a fact. Very sure about that. Okay? Meanwhile, I saw a picture on Twitter. I saw El-Rufai, Atiku, Buhari, a recent picture. Every other person's stakeholders from South, from Northeast, North Central, from wherever. You're having a picture with Buhari. Meanwhile, Northern Nigeria is scheming to remove Tinubu 2027. It seems Atiku is doing overtime with El-Rufai and Buhari, meeting with both Northern and Southern stakeholders for the new coalition. Meetings here and there. They are shocked at what Tinubu has done to Northern Nigeria. How Tinubu has been able to... by 2027, if Tinubu wins the election, if Northern Nigeria allows Tinubu to win the election, Tinubu will silence the cabals in Northern Nigeria. They are very old now. They are very old. The new cabals that are being recruited, this one, Tinubu will just render them toothless. He will raise new cabals for himself that will be loyal to him. Cabals that will recognize him as the ultimate cabal if he wins 2027 presidential election. Now, what Susule Lamido is saying today, the North is playing politics of divide and rule because they need Southern votes. And this type of propaganda may be used to achieve that. Look at what the North is trying to do. Now, many people don't like Tinubu in the Southern Nigeria, even in the Southwest, but they will vote for him because of some particular issues. The last elections, most people will tell you that I don't even like Tinubu. They didn't vote for him. That's why you saw what the victory of Obi in Lagos. The Southwest Christians and most people who never liked him voted against him. But what the North is trying to do, this propaganda, let me explain myself again. Propaganda, they are not lies. They are not outright lies. There's a difference between propaganda and outright falsehood. You understand? This propaganda that is being pushed by Northern Nigeria, many Southern is going to make the president look bad. Like if you listen to Lamido, although he's not that eloquent, like he's not clear, his words are not clear. You stress yourself to listen to Lamido, the interview. That's why I didn't play it. I just picked out some of the things he said. He said that Tinubu is just trying to take the glory for something he did not fight for. That's the impression. Tinubu never actually participated in democracy. He will tell you that Babangida is there, go and verify. Me, I was active. I was the secretary of the SDP, Sule Lamido. And then he was the chairman. These people are alive. Ask them. Nadeko boys were not available before June 12th. It was after June 12th that they started doing activism. When Babangida stepped down and pushed Shonekon, what were they saying? You listen to Dela Lake, his own part of the story, you understand where we are going to. So the narrative the North is bringing is that they're trying to rubbish Tinubu. And the North, they are good at that. They're just looking for Southern market. Northern Nigeria doesn't need to be too convinced. Northern Nigeria, maybe that is what they may have been telling them in their BBC Hausa radio. Because he who controls the narrative controls the politics. Telling you. So it's a narrative thing. And Tinubu's boys, they are very well prepared in the media. I'm waiting to go and read Sam Omaseye, his publication on this particular thing. I'll go and look at the Nation. I'll go and look at the Tribune. Yes, the Tribune. There's one person in Tribune that I like. I always read that person's opinion piece in Tribune. But the point is that yesterday night I was up. I spent 4 hours looking at reports, different people, their take from whatever they have been saying. And I came to the conclusion that most of these people that we call heroes, they were never heroes. They were playing like, let me not even say. Most of the people you see, you call heroes. If the truth were to be told, that's why some people, you ask them who killed Abiola, they will not say. They will say, I don't know. People know what really happened, but it's like there's a connivance amongst the elite and people that were around then, not to tell the true nature of history. There are lines they don't want to cross. But this one, it seems northern Nigeria want to cross a line. Because there's no how some of these elements that are coming out to tell about June 12, there's no how they don't know about how Abiola died, or something. Somebody must have told them something, or they must have suspected something, or they must have witnessed something. Even a Showore, I'm expecting a piece from Showore. Showore, I don't know. This is almost more than 24 hours. I've not seen any piece from Showore on this allegation by Sule Lamido. Because this is one person I'm even looking at. His blunt statement, whether he's going to use it to address this allegation by Sule Lamido. I'm telling you, this is a big thing. See, in the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it may be months. If the North is pushing hard on this, it may be weeks to months that it will take the tension to douse down. You know what the media does? It shapes your perception, your thinking. The media tells you what to think about. The media, now then there's, what you go listen today, Now when you open your phone, you look social media now. Usually it was the traditional media. There's many things that will happen in Nigeria today, but the one the media decide to pick and make a topical topic is what you would be looking at and discuss. It's just like a lecturer comes to the class and say, in the syllabus there are so many topics, but the lecturer decides that today this is the topic we are going to look at. So this is the perception the North wants us to have about Ebola and Tinubu. I may want to believe Northern Nigeria, but me, I'm not a fool. You understand? To fall for any gimmicks. Whatever happened in June 12 is that will not even concern me. I'm not a fool to fall for any gimmicks by Northern Nigeria to come and start painting because of power. Mom be say made an restructure Nigeria, and it's only a Southerner that want to intentionally restructure Nigeria. The Northerner will not restructure Nigeria. The Northerner know that they are losing power. That's why they are pushing this narrative left, right, center. So they may deceive some other persons, and they will not deceive me. Whether it is anybody that killed Abiola, whether Tinubu was a Maradona, because sometimes I look at why is it that the Afenifere are having issues with Tinubu? Why is it that Nadeko, some members of Nadeko have fallen out with Tinubu? Whatever it is, doesn't concern me. What concerns me is that Nigeria needs to be restructured. Let's not be visiting the old wounds. Every now and then we'll visit Biafra War. Jonathan will visit Abiola's death. Every now and then we'll be visiting it, wasting our time. Restructure this country. That's the main important thing. Most of these people we are seeing here, none of them are saints. If Nigeria is where it is today, they are the problem. If you want to fight yourself, accuse Tinubu or you say this one, do it. It doesn't concern us. What concerns Nigeria is that I pity Nigerians because now they don't abandon governance. I tell you, you never see anything yet. These Fulani people, I made a statement. I said they have forged a stool, iron stool, for the Yorubas. Let me use the direct word, for the Southwesterners. Or let me say Yorubas because Yorubas are not limited to Southwest. They are Yorubas in other parts of the world and Nigeria. They have forged a stool, an iron stool, a chukchu stool from the Sahel. You know, we Southerners are at the bottom when it comes to hardened politics. All these are Southern politicians. They did politics with these Northerners. The new breed of politicians that are coming up today, you don't understand what politics was then. These guys are determined. Let me not use a foul word here. These guys are determined. What they don't care. That's what about them. They don't send you these allegations. They don't send you. They will stand by it, and that is their own. And I know most people from other parts of Southern Nigeria will believe what the Northern Nigerians are saying. But me, I'm telling you, You want power by all means 2027. It is southern Nigeria that we are supporting, a southern president that we are supporting to complete the presidency. Then when after even that, we understand that not to be irrelevant by 20, I'm sure about that. Let me even say it. Or let me not say it. Let me not say it. Not, they are sitting on a time bomb. The Fulani, some things will happen. Look at what happened to Nnamdi Kanu. Look at the case. When you look at the case critically, you see how the things are going. They gave the Defense Council 14 days. And looking at the, they gave the, Defense Council, 14 days. Look at what the prosecution council did. It's like this, we intentionally don't really want to jail this guy. It's like they don't want to. That one is aside. That one is reserved. That is, the Fulani will be very angry for that move if Tinubu eventually, he may be committing political suicide. And I love it. Let that political suicide end to the dissolution of Nigeria, or let us restructure this country. That's what I want. See, anything you see me doing, I want Nigeria to be restructured in a way that you and I can benefit. All these old people, you are bringing your matter from left, right, center, which concern us young people. Okay, Sule Lamido is not a saint. Tinubu is not a saint. Abela is not a saint. Babagida is not a saint. So who is trying to tell us what? Who is trying to tell us? Why are you trying to convince us? All of Nagada spoil and destroy Nigeria. Your generation failed the country. I told somebody, I said, until this generation pass away, we can never talk about the better Nigeria. And this generation have like 20 years before they pass away. Look at Africa. Some presidents want to hold power till they die. Make them fight for the power. So these people that are 80 something now, if they are 120, they still want to become Jagaban, want to be in charge of their own political space, whether it is in Damaturu, whether it is in Zaria. They still want to hold on to political power. Even in the grave, they want to hold on. Until these people are excuse us from the leadership corridor, let them go. They need to be in old men's home. So nothing concerns me. We know the gimmicks of Northern Nigeria. I'm not saying that Tinubu is a saint. Tinubu has never been a saint in my eyes. He has never and will never be a saint in my eyes. But I know Northern Nigeria, you are playing a fast one. If I really saw that Northern Nigeria would be able, if Northern Nigeria would be able to restructure the country, if Northern Nigeria were not to be hijacked by the Fulani, me, I go support Northern Nigeria. But when I see Fulani hijacking everything, playing all the strings left, right, center, my brother, let the is it Ibadan media or Tinubu boys, let them counter the propaganda brought by Northern Nigeria. We go sit down like this. They look. God help Nigerians.
Hello, my wonderful people. As we have finished watching this interesting video, please, I want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us do it constructively. Tell me what you think about this video that you have just watched, and also about the platform. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please remember to subscribe, put on your notification bell, share this video, and remain blessed.